Welcome, Namaste, friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Tarot, and we will do our spiritual sapience for August 19, 2021. Thank you for all of your positive feedback on these readings, and I just wanted to say yes for the comments that these combination of decks are very lovely. The energies are very complementary. And they do, I think, are giving some really good, profound messages of guidance for the twin flame energy, the dynamic, but also for your ascension journey. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. These are just short readings. The messages come out and through for whoever needs to hear it or whoever it is relevant and resonates for. So I'm really enjoying these. I'm glad you are enjoying them too. I look forward to doing these readings because they are helping me really get a deeper understanding of not only the twin flame dynamic and energies, but the ascension energies, the spiritual growth energies. So let's get started. Of course, I use the Rumi Oracle deck and the Lost Tarot of Nostradamus, which I love this deck. It's taking me a little time to get used to it. I've used the Rumi Oracle before, but right now I am using these decks exclusively for the Spiritual Sapience readings, and just because they mesh really well and the energies are so profound. So we're going to get started. I have pre-shuffled. And the only card that I saw in the Rumi deck during the pre-shuffle was Let Love Transform. There was a card of victory. Let Love Transform. So if that's a message. Let's get started and let's see what the Oracle card is for today. Divine Mother Manifest, card number 15. Look at that beautiful kind of green, white light glow, almost like the heart chakra is illuminated. So let's see what 15 says. I don't read the whole thing, I just read what jumps out at me. And amazingly enough, this is marked, and I don't know why, because I don't remember ever having this card. Okay, I am going to read, "Oh, you living in the world of 6 directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss. For those seeds buried in the ground will one day grow into fruitful orchards." This oracle comes to you via the sacred grace and mercy of the Divine Mother, who is the great manifesting expression of divinity. All that is created, all that is made manifest, without exception, flows from her being. This is why it is safe to trust in life, even, most especially, the inexplicable mystery and even the darkness that may give rise to fear and judgment within us. It is all part of her unfathomable workings. So we pray for light, we pray for love, we honor and live our lives with its mysteries with as much integrity as we can muster. But beyond that, it is best to participate in this life with much less certainty than the mind would have us believe necessary for inner peace. Inner peace does not come with understanding, it comes with trusting. So especially now, right now, in what's going on in some of the areas of our planet, there's a lot of sometimes dismal despair. But trust, just trust. And also remember, manifest from your divine grace energy. Ooh, look, a card. You know me. We'll see what that has to say here in just a second. The divine grace energy within all of us can be divine feminine and divine masculine, but it is divine grace. And that is the energy that we want to really maintain, that high frequency, favorable energy of grace and gratitude. 2 cards decided to stay on the table. So we'll take a look at those, but I'm going to take the card on the bottom first. This is the Five of Moons. This card has been coming up a couple of times in this reading, and so I just feel like I need to read that right now. Five of Moons. Moons. The quatrain from Nostradamus: they will offer themselves to Luna within the quince, where they will be taken and placed in a strange land. There is little to enjoy about this card unless reversed, where, for once, the outcome is better. For the upright meaning, the emphasis is on despair, loss, and ignorance. That was the energy I was just talking about. That dismal despair. There it is, right there. So what could these two cards tell us? So here we have the Two of Stars. Stars being swords, but look at it in this one. The Two of Stars have balance, almost like the Justice card, and a couple. So this is almost like the Two of Cups, but it's actually the Two of Swords. And this almost feels as though there is a choice. There is a choice about a connection. Twos are choices. But there needs to be a choice from a balanced perspective. Here we have the Seven of Suns. So let's see what each of those. The Seven of Suns, beaten by 7 bishops with heavy vine sticks by those who will take over authority. So it feels as though somebody is being really suppressed. We are all about the successful outcome of a prolonged struggle. If you had ascended the tower, scaled the mountain, or climbed a hill, and there at the top you look around and all you see is yours to command, meetings, discussion, and negotiation are all important aspects of the route you have taken. So this is your, no matter what you have endured, you have conquered, you have struggled with something, but you have overcome it. So this is the Two of Stars. Peace moves closer one way and war the other. Never was it earnestly prosecuted. Associated with justice, remember we said the Two of Stars is about seeking balance and harmony, of reconcile two sometimes opposing forces that may otherwise pull you in two directions at once. Okay, so we have the two opposing forces being this dismal despair or trusting the universe. That's your choice. And when you choose, you overcome. So you're going to overcome this dismal despair, but it has to be your choice. Come from a place of balance and make your decision. If this has to do with your divine counterpart, make your choices from a place of balance, not a reactionary energy, and not of this dismal despair. And believe me, many times we can get into this energy of dismal despair because our expectations aren't being met. And that's because we're overlaying the 3D template of the old relationship belief system of what a relationship is supposed to look like. That's not what the twin flame journey is about. It's a new template of unconditional divine love, not jealousy, not conditional love, not codependency. These are all choices you have to make to overcome and be successful in this journey and manifest. But you have to trust. Number one, trust yourself to choose from this balanced position what is going to serve you best. Now these cards feel like they need to go over here, so I'm going to move them. They feel a little more stable there. So we're overcoming this dismal despair. This Five of Cups energy, which is oftentimes regret, remorse, but to me in this, it's dismal despair right now in this energy. But you're overcoming that by making balanced choices and seeing things from a larger perspective and trusting. This is the 14 Master of Moons. He has come out so many times. This is the King of Moons, King of Cups. He is in the challenge position. I'm going to leave him that way, but I'm also going to pull another card. This King of Cups is struggling. Oh, another challenged position. Here is the Six of Cups. No, sorry, Six of Swords. Look at the peace. Somebody is struggling to overcome this, to try and find emotional peace out of this dismal despair. Let's find out. We already, if we've seen the other readings, I'll go ahead and read it. I'm sorry, but if you haven't seen the other readings, you wouldn't know what it means. So I better read it anyway. And I just read just little snippets. Master of Moons. The augur and the chief will put forth their hands to this king. From the king will come a peaceful emperor. So we're trying to find this peace. Remember, I just said that. Wow. Okay, Six of Stars. Between two rivers, one will be trapped. Barrels and caskets will be joined to pass beyond. There are so many reasons why we may undertake a journey. It may be to another country or simply to a new idea or place of work. Alternatively, it can refer to the journey of the spirit beyond life. The most important theme of this card is an indication to move away from stale or worn out ideas to sometimes toward a more satisfactory place. So this King of Cups is trying to find this inner peace out of this dismal despair and needs to trust in this divine grace, in the universe, in their manifestation power, but they have to make choices from a balanced position, not out of the position of despair or fear. Do not make decisions out of fear. Make decisions from that bird's eye perspective. You know, rise above the circumstance wholly. Okay, this is the Three of Moons, which is the Three of Cups. That is union energy, but we'll read. And then this one is the Pope of Stars, the King of Stars, another 14 card. These are kings coming out in these readings. Yesterday we had the same thing, but I haven't gotten this card before, the Pope of Stars. So we're going to read these and then we'll leave the reading there. So let's read the Three of Moons. The land will be under the influence of a lunar globe, during which time Mercury will be dominant. If you're a creative person, this is your card. It celebrates your success. Oh, remember we talked about success, overcoming. So you have overcome this. You have started to rise above the fear, get a bigger perspective, and make more balanced decisions, which is bringing you inner peace and harmony. And that is benefiting your connection because it's balance. You're not making decisions about your connection or about anything out of a fearful place. It celebrates your success, supports your vision, and inspires you to go to greater heights. In fact, this card has more to do with celebration than anything else. It encourages pleasure, enjoyment, and mirth, and if you have been ill, points the way to recovery and healing. So let's look at the Pope of Stars. The lady is greatly afflicted by death, mother and guardian to her departed bloodline. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Whew! I was trying to figure out how that was going to fit in. The Pope of Stars. I read the Abbess of Stars. The shining deed of the newly elected elder will be blown south by the northward wind. The King of Swords is an advisor, powerful supporter and guide. He may represent the judge, the high-ranking business executive, commander in the armed forces. As such, he is a person whose authority is seldom challenged, though this does not mean he is always right. In the context of this suit, his star is in the ascendant and shines over all. He represents discipline, firmness, and dedication to duty that all must acknowledge. So the King of Stars, the King of Swords to me is about truth, honor, and celebrating you rising above this fearful energy. It feels as though you have restored yourself to this place of being this king who's just trying to find some sort of spiritual peace and balance and harmony, to not only being successful at that, but also through the process you have learned a truth. All right, bottom of the deck is the Sun, truth. I'll just read the quatrain on that. I knew I was going to tell you I was going to stop, but it's pretty exciting. Mercury will be put out to graze by Vulcan. The Sun will be clean, sparkling, and fair. Let's see what this says. As we would all expect from the image so radiant with the light, the primary meaning of this card is happiness, contentment, and joy unabounded. It signifies health, wealth, and joyous acceptance of good things which rain down on the reader like the drops of radiant dew pictured on many versions of this card. It offers well-being and suggests that you personally bring light and pleasure to whomever you meet. So this whole reading is about making your choices. Many of us are feeling overwhelmed and in this dismal despair place. And the message here is to find your balance, find your center. If you are searching for your inner peace and harmony, good health, a sense of well-being, then you need to put yourself in that energy of divine grace and gratitude and allow your decision-making to be from this place of balance, divine grace and gratitude. And you will be successful. You will overcome all of these things that are making you feel fearful and trying to keep you in that low vibration energy. And then you elevate. And when you do, you also learn a truth. Your perspective becomes more crisp. You can see things more clearly. Therefore, you can plan and really become attuned to your spiritual truth. And then everything just brightens up. You ascend, you bring more light, you anchor more light for you and your twin, or for just you on your spiritual path. That is the reading. Namaste.